A father struggles tonight as he deeply misses his son. The Washington Examiner spoke directly with a man whose son was able to warn his family of the October 7th terrorist attack before being taken captive by Hamas.
By far the worst moment of my life, by far, and being a world away at that moment, being completely helpless to do anything.
Jonathan Dekelchen was born in Connecticut and moved to Israel to live off the land. His son Sagi had his taste of the American life for about 4 years, where he fell in love with baseball. After Jonathan completed his doctorate, the family moved back to Israel.
Well, he's my 35-year-old little boy.
Sagi is one of 4 kids. He and his wife have 3 daughters, although the 35-year-old hasn't met his 3rd child yet, as he was taken captive by Hamas in October, and she was born in the middle of December. Jonathan was visiting the U.S. when the Hamas invasion struck Israel by surprise.
I realized that I was not going to make any more calls because I really couldn't help them. From a world away, and also by telephones ringing and lights going on, it could put them in danger. And so I had to wait the longest, I would say, 5 or 6 hours of my life, waiting to hear if anyone was okay.
By day, Sagi was a coordinator for a large transactional Jewish philanthropy group, but in his free time, he had quite an interesting hobby, which turned into a side business.
Transforming old buses to usable objects. I have no idea where that came from.
He created 2 mobile grocery stores out of buses, one of which his wife manages. On October 7th, he was turning a bus into a tech school for kids when he spotted Hamas infiltrating the border. He was able to alert some of his family, who were able to hide in their safe room. His mother was initially taken, but by a miracle, she was able to escape. According to Jonathan, Hamas was able to breach the doors of about half of the safe rooms.
They were never meant, these bomb shelters, they were never meant to withstand a frontal attack by hordes of terrorists. They weren't designed for that.
Jonathan says these rooms are more for absorbing mortars, which he says they've seen on the regular since Hamas has come into power. Thankfully, they were at his son-in-law's house, who had a top-of-the-line new home able to withstand the fiery attack.
We are now refugees in our own country. Our property was destroyed. Our homes were destroyed. We've been dislocated to a place we never thought we would live, nor do we want to live.
While difficult, Jonathan has resumed teaching. He says what gets him through is helping his kids and grandchildren make sense of their lives.
Their friend, not just their father's missing, many of their friends were murdered. Little kids murdered on the kibbutz. Some taken hostage. There are 2 children who are still hostages, Ariel and Kfir Bibas. They were our neighbors. It's impossible to explain to a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old why his friend is been taken hostage.
Jonathan says as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faces pressure to find tactics to bring the hostages home, some in Israel remain critical of his policies.
Little to no faith that our government, for its own narrow political reasons, and in times ideological reasons, does not prioritize the fate of the hostages.
Netanyahu says he's also concerned about protecting the people of Israel from becoming future hostages.
We're not ready to accept a situation in which the Hamas battalions come out of their holes, take control of Gaza again, rebuilding their military infrastructure, and return to threaten the citizens of Israel and the surrounding communities. In this case, the next October 7th is only a matter of time.
As a new normal remains painful for the families of the hostages, they continue to press on, holding out hope their loved ones will continue to hold on. I'm Natasha Sweet for the Washington Examiner.